There was a spell as a child when I was often in trouble for stealing matches and setting fire to things. On the whole, luckily nothing very major, though there was one unfortunate occasion I remember when the garden shed seems to have been completely conflagrated. Fire, endlessly fascinating, endlessly dangerous, indeed endlessly necessary, is a recurring image, of course, for the Holy Spirit, and so for this great feast of Pentecost. Fire, and I could say exploding candlesticks. A phrase from the Book of Wisdom that is often used at funeral masses runs, "And in the time of their visitation, they will shine forth and will run like sparks through the stubble." This, of course, speaks of the holy ones who shine so brightly with God's grace. But they are able to do that, and we in our turn today are able to do that because, of course, of the gift of the Holy Spirit. The flame that is spread to us and through us can spread to others. Sparks in the stubble, triggering, igniting little fires as they passed, blown on the wind, that rushing mighty wind spoken of in our Acts reading earlier. But perhaps that wind itself begins with just a breath, a gust of air, as Jesus breathes on his disciples, locked in the upper room on that first day of the first week. Breath becoming wind, sparks becoming flames, all touching, all consuming, all transforming. There was a Jesuit, scientist, philosopher, indeed we could say today environmentalist, writing 100 years ago, Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, who once commented that we were not human beings undergoing spiritual experiences, but rather we are spiritual holy beings undergoing human experiences. Our egos, rooted on the human side of things, can only interpret experience in one limited, anthropocentric way. So the ego sees all experiences of God experienced incorrectly, as other and as different. But the Holy Spirit doesn't come late to the party as an outsider. The Holy Spirit, we read in Genesis, was active at the dawn of creation, and indeed active in our own creation. So the gifting of the Holy Spirit we celebrate today comes to reveal what was already true. Spiritual experiences, be they gentle and gradual, or abrupt or surprising, merely revealing a part of our earthly identity and our human truth as members of Christ's body, as people endowed and imbued with God's indwelling Spirit, living in a world endowed and imbued with God's life-giving Spirit. The Church Wardens of St. Mary's and the St. Mary's trustees will no doubt be reassured to know that my pyrophilia days are largely over, more than satisfied by an occasional bonfire on my allotment or the small winter grate in the sitting room at Chester Row. But fire remains endlessly necessary and endlessly transforming, while something to watch out for and be careful of. And that surely is true of the Holy Spirit of God, who lives and reigns, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, ever one God, world without end.